Alright, what's going on, everybody? I am working on getting internet in the garage because I like listening to my Alexa. And there's no internet, she complains. She might turn off. Nope. Oh, she might be listening. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, I got an Ethernet cable here. Standing on a ladder in my garage. Right now I'm separating the 8 wires to put it in a keystone lock. Or actually, I don't even know if I think it's called a keystone jack, not a keystone lock. I found this little holder today too in the package, so that was kind of nice. So basically, what I'm gonna do is match these wires up with the terminals or the color coding on the keystone jack. Probably won't be able to see it, but there's 2 different types of wiring you can use with Ethernet. I think it's T56A and T56B. And from what I understand, it doesn't really matter which one you use. I think the newest standard's B, and don't quote me on that. But as long as both ends are the same, which I'm gonna wire the what do they call that? The switch panel later. Here in a little bit to get this done. As long as it's the same on both ends, I don't think it matters. So I'm gonna try this little holder here. The first wire for B and this keystone is going to be brown. So we will put that bad boy in there. And this is I think it's called a punch down tool. Hell, I don't know, I'll just use it. Amazon special, baby. Alright, make sure the knife is on the edge where we want to cut the wire off. Oh man, that was really hard. And I'm missing a cover. So that's always fun. Nope, I lost a cover to one of the things, so I'll have to find that in a minute. Who knows, probably fell down. Okay, so the brown one's done, so now I'm gonna look on the other side, because I like alternating sides. So I'm going the farthest away from the end. And then B on the bottom is gonna be solid orange. So move these other wires out of the way. Go to solid orange, put a little 90 in there. All right, use the punch down tool here. Maybe you can kind of see it, probably not. All right, so there's that. Kind of, it didn't really, it barely cut the wire, so I gotta sit here and twist it off. All good there. Orange and white is next. Next in line here. Move these other wires back. Put my 90 in there. If I can get it in there. Alright. Same thing, punch down. Maybe. Alright. Next is brown and white. And these aren't really, like, I wouldn't really quote me on these, on this order. It's just, I'm following a picture, like, nobody remembers this stuff. If they do, well, kudos to them, because I ain't got time for that. Solid green is next on the left side. Put that in here. Alright. Maybe. Alright, so then the next one is solid blue. You might like I'll cross one of these. Alright, solid blue. And then the next one is blue and white. Almost done here. Blue and white. Next one will be green and white. Last one, make sure the knife's on there the right way. I'll show you guys that in a minute. Probably won't be able to see it, but we'll see. We'll try. Alright, so now my keystone is wired. You can kind of see all the wires in there. Let's see if I can't make this better. Okay, This is on the punch down tool. You can kind of see it right here. This side's pointy. It's actually got a razor blade on the end of it, which is why it has this fancy high-tech cap on it, so you don't cut yourself. Basically, you're just cutting off the excess wire. So now, it comes with these little caps. There's supposed to be 2 of them. I've lost one, so I will address that in a second. Cool beans. That one's on. And I really thought that there was a cap lying around here. So I think I'm gonna stop the video and look for this cap, and then I'll pick back up where I started. Alright, I'm back. That probably wasn't a good idea. I almost knocked my phone off. But anyways, I found this little cap. It just goes on top of the wires, and really just to help it from pulling out. So now try to pull this out of the holder here. All right. So there's your Ethernet plug-in. You know, you put your Ethernet in there. So now I'm just gonna tighten down this clamp. It's for electrical, but it'll work. I'll show you guys in a second here. Tighten this down. Alright. So I'll show you guys what's going on here. Okay, so I'm just putting my Ethernet keystone inside of this, I don't know, it's a single gang box. It's not really a junction box, it's an electrical box, but I clamped it down here. They make plates that this clicks into, and I thought that I had one, but I don't. So what I'm going to do is just kind of fish this wire around, just so there's some excess in here. I mean, I have a lot of excess, but my idea is if I ever want to move this, I'll have a little bit of room. And then what I'll do is whenever I hook up my Wi-Fi, I'll just run a cable up and do it. It's not how you're supposed to do it, but that's the way I'm going to do it. So now, come over here. I'm kind of trying to keep it away from the electrical. As you can see, there's electrical here, but I want to wind this up and put some zip ties on it. And then I'll put another clamp here. And then that way, it's kind of out of the way and I have my excess kind of tied up. And then I'll go get and then I'll go wire the switch panel or whatever you want to call it. Alright, so there's kind of the finished product. It's not super pretty, but I got some extra. I got it clipped up. It's kind of away from the electrical, and this wire is actually going to move down there at a later date. But now, got this all ready to go. I will go start working on the actual panel or the network box. Okay, so here's my network box. The towels just keep dirt down. We've been doing construction upstairs. So pull this off. Okay, so here's our fiber box coming in. I need to dust this, it's bad. I'm gonna get the duster and blow this out. Ubiquiti switch and my USG. So I'm gonna get the duster and blow this out, and then I'll hook up this the garage here. I'll get a duster real quick. Okay, that's a little bit better. Still a little bit of dust in here, but I blew it out with my keyboard duster. So this is actually an extra cable. I'm thinking about taking it out. I think I need to. I had them run 2 cables instead of 1, just in case it ever goes bad. I'll tie that up here in a minute. Get that out of the way. I need to cut this. Gosh, this is our garage cable, which I'll have to cut it and go get the ladder because I want to run it down that same hole. So we'll get the ladder. I'll cut it, run it through here, and then I'll set up a video or set my camera somewhere so we can see this. We're going to try this camera angle. So see how it goes. Alright, so this is my cable that I ran to the garage. And I'm going to put it through here. There are 2 cables. I have plenty, so something to keep in mind though. You obviously don't want to cut it too short, and I've had to undo these before and redo them and cut the ends off. So, like I say, I always like to leave extra at both ends. You don't have to. If you're perfect and never make mistakes, then go right ahead. But that ain't me, so I will humbly leave extra at both sides. Alright, so I'm just pushing this through here. Like I said, I'll pull the excess through up to the ceiling, and then you won't see it. So now, I'm going to wire this to number 7. And number 7 is on the left-hand side of the wiring. So I'll flip this over on the back, which I may have to disconnect the internet and make somebody very unhappy, but it is what it is. So, see that it's super tight, so it's going to be really hard for me to get in here. So, I'm going to go ahead and pull this down through here, and I'll probably have it, actually I think I'm going to have it come on the outside, and then do a loop back up, because I think that will be the easiest way. So we'll try that, we'll see how it goes. So now I'm going to strip back the blue coating. Have this special tool, again, Amazon special. It does okay. It's not very good at stripping, but you kind of have to like push the wire into the blade, because it doesn't go down far enough. But maybe for a thicker cable it's good, but it works. It doesn't take very much to cut this outside anyways. You can usually just score it, like I just scored it and then pulled it off. And then I always cut these extra fibers off. I don't know what they're called, but there's little white fibers inside of here, so some network engineer is gonna probably educate me a little bit. That's okay. Alright, so here's our it's 4 twisted pairs, 8 wires total. This is just standard Cat 5 cable. I think they actually call it Cat 5E. And this is actually going to be PoE. And so with that PoE connection, I will be able to power my access point without having to plug it into an outlet out in the garage. So that actually is pretty cool. I just learned of PoE last 2-3 years, but it's pretty neat. Okay, so we have to remember on the other side we did B. Okay, so when we wire this one, we have to do the same thing or it will not work. So we got our punch down tool. What I'm going to do, I'm going to come down here and we're going to loop this back up in here, which may pull some wire out of here. So I need B. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to try. Okay, so B is on the bottom. So that means that brown is first in the punch down order. So I will come around here. I'll find my brown first. I'm kind of experimenting and see if I like this approach. I may not, so we may change it around. I'm really hoping I don't pull out anything else, but okay. So this other cord's in the way. Alright. Okay. I don't know if I like that. I think we're going to come down from the top, maybe. Can I come down the middle? I think so. This is probably going to be my last circuit in this box, just because almost every room has an Ethernet run to it, so if I need more than that, then well, I'll just be SOL. Anyways, I'm actually going to start at the very beginning, so that way I know I have enough wire and don't have to fight being short. And that's going to be blue and white on this particular panel. feel like I'm not saying the name right. What is this panel called? Patch panel? There we go. It's patch panel. Okay, so blue and white's the first one. If I can get my tiny hands in here. One good thing about having small hands. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just making sure I got the right hole. Make sure the blade is the right way. You kind of push in there to get started. Take your punch down and... Ah, man. It's so satisfying when you get that first click. Because if you punch it right the first time, like, it won't go anywhere. And sometimes I punch it again just to get the wire cut. Okay, so then the next one is going to be solid blue. It'd suck if I did this wrong, because then if I got it out of order, I gotta pull it all out. My son's playing Fortnite, so he may have some spotty connections here and there. Oh, that is not the right hole. I got it way up high. Okay. So now, get this one punched in here. Okay, blue's in. Orange and white is next. About to have a party up in here. Alright, so this is the next one. Okay. Okay. Orange is next. Solid orange. Okay. And then green and white is next. And then brown. Oh wait, no. Solid green is next. Woo! If I did that one out of order, that would have sucked. Okay. Solid green is next if I can get it started in the slot here. Oh, come on. I was doing so good too, and then I got to this one, and it's just like, nope. Alright. It started, so I can cut this one off. Oh yeah. Gorgeous. Then this is the second to last is brown and white. Okay. And the last one is brown. Straight brown. I should put my phone on Do Not Disturb so I can record. Alright. All done. Alright, I'll show you that here real quick. Okay, so number 7 is the one that I did. If you look back here, it says this one right here is what I did. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fish this back in here so I can, because it's got latches on it. Like I said, I got a boy in there. It's Fortnite. He don't like me if I kill the internet. Oh, there's that one. Alright, so I got the bottom one snapped. And now I'm trying to snap the top one. Alright, so there's that. Alright. Alright, so before I cinch that tight, which I'm going to do here in a minute, I'm actually going to use a tester to test continuity between the eight wires. So here, I'll get that set up. So this is my tester for my internet. Basically, you plug in into the RJ45, and then you go to the other end and do the same thing to the RJ45 connection, and then turn it on and test. So I'm gonna get that set up, and I'll show kind of what I do. I need another patch cable, so I'm gonna have to go find one of those. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 might be the Wi-Fi. So I think I have them labeled on here, although it doesn't look like 6 is labeled, of course. So I'll find me a patch cable. and then I'll come hook it in permanently, because it needs to be permanently hooked up anyways, so I'll go find a patch cable and I'll do that. Okay, so I have a patch cable here. I plugged this into number 7. That's the one that I just wired up. And then here's the one end of the tester. This plugs in there. So now I gotta go find another patch cable so I can go test the other end. Here's a little aside. I keep cables, and it's crazy because I'm always like, man, I've got too many cables, but I always need them. For instance, here's a patch cable that I need. I can't tell you how many times I've come back to this cable tote and just found exactly what I needed. I don't know, it's insane, but cables. Okay, so here's where I have your keystone connector plugged into a patch cable, and here's my tester. So it's plugged in RJ45. Power this on. We don't want PoE. We're gonna look for continuity. It's okay to test. Cable is open. So that is not what you want to see. I'm going to double check my connections, and I'll have to come back and try again. This is why it's important to have a tester. Okay, so I went back to the box, the network box, and I found that we actually wired up number 7. Or number 8, I mean, not number 7. So I switched the cable around to number 8 in our patch panel, which is fine. I'm gonna press OK to test. And we are missing continuity on number 6. So what I'm going to do is I will find number 6 on both ends. I'll probably start here first on this end. And I will just do the punch down again. I might not have gotten that seated very good because I only did it once on this end and I did it twice on the other. So that's what I'm gonna do. I had to get some tools. You know, it's crazy. I've done, well, the whole house, I've done these, and I've never had one with an open. And so it's probably because it's my first time recording me doing this, so that's probably why. All right, this is saying 4, 5, 7, and 8. And this is saying number 6, which is the green one. Which, remember, at the panel, I had an issue with the green one, so we'll check them here. I'm just taking a screwdriver to take off this cover here. All right. I don't know. There's not much I can tell from that. I mean, it's punched down, but who knows? All right. So I'm actually gonna try to wiggle this out a little bit. Maybe not. I'll try to punch it down and then we'll check it again. Just because maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll be on this end and call it a day, but I doubt it. I have a feeling it's on the other end. Now we're gonna check it again. Plug in our tester. I'm just pulling this up again. Press OK to test. Nope. I'm gonna go ahead and punch down the rest of them. It says number 6, and it's numbered on the. It's numbered on the keystone, but I don't know if it's accurate. So I'm gonna punch down everything, check it again, and then I'll go. If that doesn't work, I'll go punch down everything in the box, and then I'll come back and check it again. Just drop that. So now we'll put this back in here. Maybe take out the patch cable. It's a prerequisite. Okay. so I did the first 4 already. It looks good and seated in here, so turn this around so I don't cut out wires. Alright. Essentially we're chasing down a break in number 6, which can be fun. Alright. Restart the test. Nope. It's gotta be on the other end. Alright, I'm gonna go hit the other side and I'll come back here and we'll test it again. Okay, so I went back to the punch panel and number 6, the green wire, which is what number 6 is here, wasn't pushed down. I apparently missed the punch down, and so that's what it was. Now I gotta grab this other keystone cap, if I can find it. I'll find that in a minute. Let's go ahead and test it. I'll restart a test. Click. Okay, alright, this is what you want to see. And of course you can't see jack. Lines all the way across, no X's. Yep, 1 through 8. Cool. Now, turn this off. And I'm going to hang my Ubiquiti access point. Surprisingly, this is not a Ubiquiti commercial. I just, I like Ubiquiti. Other than they use really matte, they use a matte white on everything. Which is fine until you're hanging this and your hands are dirty and then it's no longer a gorgeous white anymore. It's the only downside to white. Okay. So, mounting plate goes like this. And I'm just going to throw some screws up in this rafter. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get 3 in here. I might get lucky to get 2. Alright, and of course there's some nails and stuff in the way. So, I think I can make it reach right here. Woo! About fell off my ladder. Okay. It'll hold 3 screws, but actually it'll hold 4 screws, but I'm gonna put 2 in here because the rafter's only, oh, it's 1.5 inches thick, so anyways, I got that. So now I'm gonna take my Ubiquiti access point, and it just kind of pops on there. You set it in there and then turn it. You do that when there's not nails in the way, so I have to grab my hammer and get those nails out of the way. Oh, another important piece of information. Before you put your access point on, make sure you plug it in, because I about just didn't do that. So, now that the nails out of the way, got it plugged in, I'm going to attempt to try to figure out how this goes on. So it clicks over that, so we want to start the 4 corner. And I have to loosen up the screws a little bit. I'm fighting, the rafter's got like, it's old. It's an old house and it's got splinters and stuff hanging down. So my access point is going to be a little bit looser than I like it, but I can't get it to go in. So it might help if I had actual mounting, like drywall screws, which is what it comes with, I think. I think it should click. I think it's good enough. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is get my hammer and kind of tack this, because you'll see here, I'll show you, turn the camera around. You'll see here, here's my access point, which, like I said, it's kind of loose, but it's because I can't tighten it down a little bit, because then I can't get it. So what I'll probably do is take one of those clips and force this over as far as it would go, kind of like that, and then it'll be done. And that's me putting up an access point in a garage.